Hi folks, Travis Fox here with FoxOptic.com. Today we're going to be taking a look at the new Pulsar Thermion scope that just came out. This is the first one I've been able to get my hands on. It's the XM38 model. As you can see, Pulsars went to a much more traditional rifle scope look with 30mm tube mounting. You've got approximately 6 1/4 inch of tube mounting length here. It's 30mm tube. There's only about 1 1/4 inch around this turret separation, so they've done a really good job, aesthetically laid out very well. We're going to be including a real nice reversible cantilever mount in our kit pack, but just know that if you're going on a bolt action gun, because of the new styling, it's going to be very cohesive to run any type of rings that you want, and get the thing mounted to where you're really comfortable. Going to be one of the first devices that we've seen that's allowed that. ATN had something similar in their Thor 4, but their battery compartment was very wide, so it limited the choices. It hung down on the bottom a little bit, so you're somewhat limited on what you could do. Again, in the Pulsar, very reliable device, and they went to this shorter turret collar. They've also went to a 12 micron sensor in the unit now, so what you're going to see is that's allowing them to shorten their focal length and run a little bit larger magnification scaling on their lenses. Some guys are going to love that because everybody's after long IDs, long range on their thermals. So you're going to sacrifice some field of view, obviously, to go up in magnification, but the 12 micron sensor is going to do two things. It allows a shorter focal length so you can run higher magnification lenses, and it also gives you a better measurement of the wave coming in, as the stencils on the 12 micron are closer together than they are on 17 micron, so it's more able to accurately measure the wave coming in. So what you're going to see is better images, even though some of the stencil counts are down from like 320, 240, now versus 384, 288. But it's a little less information in that regards, but it's better information, which translates to a better image. Which, by the way, now they're going to run a 1024 screen in there, which is full color. So the other thing that we're seeing is a larger, more resolute screen that's going to allow them to do a couple of things, which is, one, you're getting a larger view of your image, which is part of the magnification upscaling, is that the physical screen is larger. So not all of that change in magnification results in loss in field of view, because the screen itself is physically larger. So if you want to get a sense of field of view, make sure you're looking at the degree field of view and not equating all of that to magnification numbers. But long story short, in the screen, we're now able to have color palettes. So we've got color palettes inside the unit. If we want to take a look at those real quick, I'm going to pop inside the main menu. We'll roll until we get there. So like now you can see there I'm in white hot, and if I click on that, it's going to give me the option to go to black hot, red hot, the red monochrome, rainbow, ultramarine, violet, and sepia. And so I traditionally like the white hot, black hot, so I'm going to leave it set there. But the advantage obviously to the white hot and or black hot to me is you get the widest gradient separation, so you're going to get your most resolution image, the best resolution in your images. The other big thing there is picking up color on the reticle. So let's take a look at that also while we got it set in here. I'm going to just go into the reticle settings and show you that here. So here's in the reticle setup, you've got the ability to change your reticle colors now. So you've got, as you can see, there's a black and red reticle, a white and red reticle, black green, white green, solid red, solid green, yellow, blue, and orange. So the ability to contrast both your sidebars and the center to get on things real quick is going to be a handy feature going forward. One other thing, while I'm in that reticle section, I'll pop back in there real quick and show you. They have also added 3 new, well actually it'd be versus the last trail upgrade, they've added 2 new first focal plane reticles. So the cool thing about these first focal plane reticles would be as if you're in your main screen selected on one of those reticles, they're going to increase it. The stadia inside the reticle is going to increase as the magnification scaling increases. So as you go up in magnification, you can see how the reticle itself is going up in physical size to maintain the stadia in the background. So as you're increasing magnification in your background image, the stadia on the reticle increases along with that. So in some instances, that's really handy to be able to know that you're maintaining that ratio. So those are going to be handy. You still have a lot of other choices in there. The next thing I'm going to touch on, they went from 3 gun profile settings, so that you can have, in the old trail versions, you could have 3 gun setups. Now in the new Thermion, you're allowed to have 5. Those could be guns. It could be a gun, could be a crossbow, could be a muzzler, whatever, shotgun, however you're moving yours around, or could be all on one gun and just different loads or grains of loads that you're running. So in the new one, you can run 5 gun profiles with 10 aiming points. So let's take a look at that inside there and kind of how that works. So first off, I'm going to jump over here to the main menu, and we're going to go in and look at where you would set those up. One other thing I want to show you in here real quick. So like you can see here where I've got a 50, 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, and 600 mocked in here. I'm using my 200 as a main 0. You can change that main 0 one by simply going inside of that profile. So like if I click inside that profile right here, it's going to let me change my primary distance. So the point of that is going to tell you your deviations away from that, and that's going to be the one that you load to. And then I'll show you here in a minute how to change between those. But one other cool thing in here that they have changed, at least for me, is in the reticle. You can see now where that X, when you're making your adjust, is bright red. You get a nice contrast in between that, which is going to help you out a whole bunch. Me, at least, in the daylight seeing that thing. I was having a hard time with that lighter blue X that they had before, actually picking that up. But not a huge deal, but definitely an improvement. So once you have those coordinates saved, I get this question occasionally, how do I change those? How quick can I change those? Here's the cool thing. You come into the sidebar menu, which is where you're going to also be able to change your brightness, your contrast, use the stadiometric rangefinder. But right there, you'll see where your profiles are. And like if I want to switch to a 400, then it's as simple as getting on that menu, make that adjustment to whichever one I want, and then do a long press. So you'll see now we're down here in the bottom of my screen. I'm on that A200 setup, where that's my 200 yard. And once I've done that, if I do a long press on my side encoder button afterwards, if I want to make another change out in the field, so like you can see now where I'm on 200, if I wanted to go to 600 real quick, all I do is tap on that center encoder button, change to the 600, long press on the side. Now you can see I've shifted my reticle to my 600 yard aiming point, and if I want to change back to 200, short press. Anytime you go down in the quick menu on an option, it's going to come back up on it. So short press, I'm right back up on it. Roll down to my 2, long press. Oops, I switched it to 100 there, but you get the idea. So like if I wanted to go to 2, there's my 2, long press, and I'm locked down on it. So that is really fast and easy and intuitive. So the other big thing that I'm going to point on here right at the moment is the batteries. They went to this hot swappable system. Right now, there's a battery inside the unit that is essentially going to be about a 3.5 hour runtime battery. It's built inside the unit here. It's essentially one of these APS-3s that's built in here like that, or the equivalent milliamp hour built in there like that. So if you can see there, it's sitting inside here. Now I have, the scope comes with a double charger, 2 different caps. I have the ability to run either the shorter version down inside of here, or I can, and then I put the cap on it, or I can run the longer one. For the cohesion in our kit, we're going to include 2 APS-3s. And the reason I'm doing it like that is, I don't like the idea of out in the field, if a guy did want to take a backup plus one inside of his unit, the fact that you would have to take the extra cap with you, so I've opted to go that route. So ours is going to come with 2 of the APS-3s in addition to the APS-2 and the shorter cap. So if something would happen, you lose a cap, something weird happens, that's going to give you the ability to have a redundant backup setup that you could go to and still keep the unit, capped and running, which you could do inside. So it's actually going to make it triple redundant. But long story short, very reliable power system that they've come up with, very innovative. It's part of how they're able to keep the tube-like design. This thing is slick as all get out. It's focus up in the front, diopter in the back. So if you're running glasses or have anything, same as the old trails in that respect. It's a Pulsar, so it's going to be reliable. Extremely innovative design. We're thinking this thing is going to be a huge hit. If you would like to talk to me about it, give me a call, toll free, 877-806-2977. I'd be more than happy to answer any questions you've got, or check us out on the web, www.foxoptic.com. Thanks a lot and have a great day.